Hello and welcome to Anime Dumpster Dive, where we go in depth on an anime that's been considered trash by pretty much anybody. I'm your host, Jake H. I am joined by my co-host, DJ,
Hey, it's me.
and my other co-host, Anthony.
Hello.
I was a little late to the gun on that one.
Was I?
No, just
No,
a little
I
bit.
was.
You had some. No, DJ was.
Oh,
Hey guys,
All right.
welcome to the show.
All right. To start us off, to give the listeners continued look into the type of anime watchers we are, how about you guys tell me about your favorite anime couples? Anthony, you want to start us out?
yeah. Bulma and Chi-Chi are the best anime couple.
They're not a. That's Anthony. They're not. They're not
They
together.
are. They are. They've been together since Dragon Ball.
In all of Anthony's dojins, they are.
Oh yeah, yeah. Doujinshi.
Okay, with that in mind, my favorite anime couple is Yuno Kasai and me. Because in all my dojins, we are a couple.
DJ goes on not our fan fiction, but just fanfiction.net or whatever, and searches Reader X,
Oh yeah.
That's a thing. That's a thing.
I'm the one that writes
Yeah.
them, Jake.
Type in Reader X a character, and there's like all these ones where it's like the character in love with the person who's reading it.
Oh,
Reader
right.
X Connor
Oh, no.
Murphy.
Reader X Connor Murphy. I guess for a legitimate answer, a couple of my favorite anime couples are Holo and Kraft Lawrence from Spice and Wolf, and Ryuji and Taiga from Toradora. And those couples, very different with the way they react to each other. While very different to the way they react to each other, they both have really good relationships with their partner. And like Holo and Lawrence kind of have this more laid back, friendly, mutual respect. And Taiga and Ryuji is kind of that blossoming respect and more of a like it's nice seeing a relationship grow.
Like a senpai. My favorite is Yuri and Victor Nikiforov.
That's a legitimate anime couple.
That's a legitimate answer.
That's a good one.
What do you like about Yuri and Victor?
Their bodies.
They're both just
They're
really hot.
They're hot bodies. I have a Victor anime. I have a Victor body pillow.
You do have a Victor body pillow. All right, guys. So I've been actually really itching to talk about this all day because this week's anime kind of got me all
Hot and bothered.
not hot and bothered, but kind of got me riled up. Like I guess for a good reason. Good.
Riled up.
All right, so let's go ahead.
Baby. I've been
Uh,
excited to talk about it since last night
All right.
when I watched it.
Here we go. I'm going to go do the intro. Makoto Aito is a high school boy who has fallen in love with the beautiful Kotonoha Katsura, who rides the same train as him. One day, he decides to try an urban legend to start dating Kotonoha, and he catches the attention of his classmate, Sekei Saijin, her name's weird, who says she will help him with his goal. Can Makoto handle the world of relationships, or is he in over his head? Let's dive on into School Days. So, what?
What a crap name.
So the School Days, the anime is based off the visual novel of the same name, developed by Overflow. The game actually differs a lot from other visual novels because it's kind of a choose your own adventure anime. Whereas in visual novels, it's kind of static characters and text. This one, it's like anime's happening and you go yes, no, left, right, all that shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is.
This anime is directed by Keitaru Motonaga, who has also directed the Date a Live series and Digimon Adventure Try,
That
which
makes
are
sense.
both very different.
All in the same realm, I think.
Yeah, kind of. This is
Especially
produced by,
Digimon.
yeah, especially Digimon. Produced by TNK, who has also produced High School DxD and The Seven Mortal Sins. Again, everything about this seems like it's a weird collection of people who got together and did this.
Isn't High School
Uh,
DxD just like big titties, all anime?
It's like ecchi battle
Yeah, it's
harem
like ecchi
anime.
battle harem. Your classic ecchi battle harem.
Yeah, School Days falls under that category, I'd say.
It's not as ecchi as other ecchi.
So let's talk about the characters first. Let's talk about our three main characters. Let's talk about Makoto first.
Ash Ketchum.
Ash Ketchum. He's got to catch them all.
He looks like Ash Ketchum, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
That was Anthony that thought of that. Not
Thank
me.
you for giving me credit. As soon as you said it, I was like, that's my joke.
That was Anthony that thought of that.
I like it because
We,
in the
I don't know
show
if you know this, Jake.
he's got to catch them all.
Anthony and I did watch it together. So
You guys did watch it together. That's awesome.
Mystery science theater style.
I'm telling you, that's a fun way. That would have been a fun. This would have been a fun show to watch that way. What'd you guys think about him, though? Besides his appearance, looking spoiler free. What did you guys think of him?
Well,
spoiler free.
He gets called dumb a lot, and he lives up to that title.
Oh, they're right. He's a dummy. He's a big old dumb.
Big old dummy.
He's a big old dumb, just like Ash Ketchum.
But less
What did I say
determined?
at the end of
Less
this anime?
determined.
He goes, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go be a Pokemon trainer."
Yeah. The guy is not a smart character. Spoiler free. He's not a smart character. He's kind of just every bad decision someone can make. This guy does.
Yes, absolutely.
He just goes with the flow in all the wrong ways.
See, I don't know. I would
Yeah.
say that he forcibly... he
Well, sometimes he forcibly goes with the flow. Okay.
he forces his will.
He went down shit creek and grabbed a paddle and went, all right.
He grabbed handfuls of it and was like, all right, this is where I belong now.
Yeah, he's not the smartyville.
No.
All right. Let's talk about our first female lead in Kotonoha. For DJ, it's the girl with long hair
And big boobs.
and big boobs.
That's her name's Five.
I liked her. She's that classic pretty girl anime character. She's like, I'm pretty and I can't cook, which is a weird trope.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's her. That's her. She's shy and I'd say, goes through the most character development in the entire show.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Big boobs, big forehead, even bigger heart.
Oh, I like that one.
That was good. That was good.
Put that on a shirt. I'd wear it.
That was good.
Let's talk about our second female lead in Sekai.
That's other chick or other girl.
That's short-haired chick. That's
Or
short-haired.
short-haired girl. Yeah, that's how she
Short-haired
was referred to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extremely enthusiastic about literally anything. And
Kind of fucking nosy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the
And
fuck out of my
everyone-
business, bitch.
Everyone's shit. Okay, so like that's really like all we can say about her without going into spoilers with her, huh?
I'd say so.
All right, straight to episode 6. Let's do it.
Hold on. First, we're going to go into the entire show, spoiler-free first impressions. Like, how'd you like? For me, bored. I was bored
I'd agree with you.
I was bored 80% of the time,
Oh, yeah.
and about 20% of the other time, I was kind of just mad, all the way up until the last episode, and then I kind of went, "Huh, I needed to talk about this right now."
I think it's like really boring until episode 6 or 7, and then it becomes the best anime ever made.
Oh, really?
It's so good after that.
For the first time in the history of this podcast, I completely agree with DJ. I think that this anime does a lot of things wrong, but it does a lot of things right. And I think that it splits 50-50. I think that episode 6 is a very defining moment in that show. Without spoiling anything, you get to see some pretty avid character development and then some stagnant character development as well. So you know how much I love my characters and and growth
Their
and shit. So,
relatability.
and the relatability, how relatable anime characters are.
I mean, I was actually going to say I'm interested to hear your opinion on the real relatability of Makoto.
Oh, 100%.
From
100%
episode 1 to
relatable
5, the editing's really, really, really bad.
and choppy.
They'll do double establishing shots. They'll do cutaways for no reason. They'll hold shot. They do even do that in the end.
Oh,
They
seriously.
keep doing that.
Oh yes.
So at about episode 6, like they fix some of the editing problems. Some of the double establishing shots and cutaways go away. I think they got feedback or something and changed it. But they love to just hold shots that don't need to be held and just hold it.
Yeah, and
Hold it.
recycle. They'd love to recycle those scenes too.
And they do that. They do that all the way up until the end. The soundtrack is also really, really terrible all the way through.
The opening and the ending to the opening is misleading as all hell, but the ending is the end. The opening and the ending again follow this series of the show being boring. I guess the opening kind of gets this like appeal to it as the show continues, and you're like, this opening just continues to become a lie.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and it like speaking to more of a thematic element, you know, with the soundtrack, like they have 2 or 3 songs that play consistently throughout the anime, and you can feel when there's about to be a huge tonal shift because
like, oh, there's the
one fucking piano. That's it. That one piano line. You're like, well, something's going down.
Well, that's I know it's an older anime, so that's like I completely forgive the art style. It's older, so that wasn't bad, but I do absolutely agree with you guys on saying that the editing is weird. Like you said, the long shots, the establishing shots are all
double
just way too
establishing
long.
shots. Like it'll show a night sky, and then it'll show the rooftop at night, and it's like we don't need the shot of the night sky because when you show us the shot of the rooftop, we can see that it's nighttime. Yeah. We don't need to see the night sky.
Exactly. I think there was one scene where we get a shot of a room like from 3 different angles, but nothing in the room has changed, and it's kind of just like,
just the shot of the room is all you need.
Yeah, I could have just done one shot of the room, figure out why we were in this room, because it's just like it doesn't even show you different things. It's like here's a bed, here's a bed, here's a bed, and now the scene continues, and it's like why did I need the previous 2 scenes of the bed?
Hold the shot. Mm-hmm. Hold the shot. Here we are.
For an extremely awkward amount of time, because you're just like, move on, please.
It's definitely weirdly directed, and I feel some of the voice cast was miscast, but again, that could be because of its release. Like, did Makoto sound like a 40-year-old man to anyone else?
We watched the sub. Did you watch the sub?
Yeah, the sub. I was talking about the sub.
Yeah.
He sounds a little older.
He sounded like an old man.
Yep. It's
but nothing that threw me off.
It's not as bad as the main character of King's Game. Like that guy.
Okay.
That guy was emotionless and his delivery.
Do it well. He's unconscious.
Exactly. His delivery totally sucked. He's like, yeah, but you're not gonna die on me, so we could be best friends forever. It was so hard.
Oh no, it's the king. He's gonna get us all.
Better run.
Poor blonde-haired girl. She's on fire. I'm gonna miss her so much.
Just met her and now we're best friends.
We're gonna throw up that spoiler tag now, and let's go ahead and let's go into our deep dive.
Let's do it.
Fucking dive.
So our first episode starts off with a boob shot right away because he's checking out. Our main character Makoto is riding a train, and we get introduced to Kononoha, who he's staring at, and Fivehead, yeah. And we're introduced to the urban legend of if you take a picture of somebody, put it as your background, and keep it a secret for a week or 3 weeks?
Yeah, don't worry about this because it's not going to stick around.
You can't tell anybody, or you can't show anybody.
And no one can find out.
And he ruins it.
Immediately.
Almost immediately.
Almost immediately.
So it presents this as if it's going to be some type of theme throughout the anime, as if he's going to be trying to use this urban legend to find love. That doesn't happen. This thing doesn't stick around for long.
No, or the fact that there's consequences for that urban legend.
Why is it in here in the first place? I have no idea. but it
Well,
shouldn't be.
the continuing on with that whole urban legend thing, the final thing is if you keep it a secret, it means that you're going to have a good relationship with that person.
Yeah, and it says no one can find out. Not just the person that
Yeah.
you're keeping it from. Nobody can find out.
And that's broken immediately because Sekai finds out. She's like, "Hey, I sit next to you, and I know that girl that you creepily took a picture of."
She literally goes,
Surprise.
"Hey, you trying to do the urban legend?" And he's like, "What? It's like, well, that failed.
That was really
Thi-
almost mealy.
This first episode felt like an hour. It's so boring.
Happens.
It's such a boring series of events and overreactions from our main character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know
It's
you figure out.
super slow till episode 6.
Yeah, you figure out
Trickling
early on
pace.
what his drive is. You know, his drive is to get better with the ladies, to try and
Trying to get
score.
it in.
He's trying to catch them all.
Trying to get it in.
Trying to score. But so boring. We find out his goal. Episode 2. Episode 2. Wait, did episode 1? Did they go on their first date, or is that episode 2?
I don't remember. The lunch on the roof. I don't
That
remember.
is
Okay,
episode...
they get.
Lunch on the roof is episode 1.
Yep.
Okay, so episode 1, they kind of developed that relationship of Konoha and Makoto liking each other, and Sekai helping out Konoha.
She's like, hey, I'll help you bang this chick.
I even have a line here. I'm like, oh, Seki's a bro. And then followed immediately by never mind, because it's clear that Seki likes him.
Pick up the phone on that one.
So the next episode, we get their date, and Makoto takes her to a movie, which I'm pretty sure they're watching a porn, because I don't know if you saw the subtitles, but he goes, I'm gonna tear it up.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
It's like he's like, you gotta watch a love story on a date.
On a date, because he's
like,
reading that mag.
Let's
He's
grab
reading
your breasts.
the love mag.
Yeah,
And,
this chick has the worst date ever. She hated it.
Yeah, he wasn't doing like this is what is which I think my dislike for Makoto kind of starts is that he's not he's thinking that she'll fall for like every trick in the book, and he's not asking her what she wants, and he's saying like, oh, by doing these steps it's going to lead to this.
He's got some good tricks too. Always take girls to the nudie mag store.
Yep.
And look at nudie
Look at
mags.
them
Wow.
all. Throw them on the ground too. What
Who
the
does
fuck?
that? Who does that?
What else do they do? They go to the movie.
That one guy with a scar across his face is going to beat her up, and he's like, don't do it.
Yeah, that was weird. That was
I'm
weird.
gonna get her.
Like, you bumped into me, time to die.
Oh, you forgot to Stick Guy. Stick Guy shows up.
Oh, Stick Guy! MVP
He's
of the
friends
anime.
with the stick. Stick guy.
Oh.
Taikahara. What a...
Stick guy.
Taisuke.
Taisuke.
He's the first scene he has his stick.
He's this gigantic stick he pokes
So
the
He jabs him in the face.
He
goes like,
jabs
"Fuck."
him in the
And he
face.
jabs
with
him.
it. So we called him Stick Guy. Stick never comes back, but he was Stick Guy all the way through.
No, he gains it. He gets another best friend.
So a constant thing within the first 2 episodes, actually, I wrote here. They get him and Makoto and Sekai constantly talk during class, through notes, and then one of them will have an outburst, and the teacher will be like, "Shut up."
Yeah, poor teacher.
At one point, Sekai goes, "That's retarded," and the teacher goes, "You're retarded."
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Fucking
Yeah.
got her. Show that bitch.
I'm like, all right.
Which they were funny. That was funny.
Oh, we're also introduced to because this is Konoha's first relationship. She's not really used to the physical aspect of relationships, and so he keeps trying stuff, and she's like, "No, I don't like that," and he's like, "Oh, okay,"
He's
and
really,
then
really fucking
I
weird.
believe
He's like, me,
I believe
give me a kiss, me.
he is. And I believe Sekai kind of presses her into it. She's like, "Hey, you got to consider the boy's feelings. Like, just because you're uncomfortable doesn't mean that the boy wants to deal with that." And I'm like, this is a horrible message.
Oh, yeah.
This is a horrible message to be sending to children.
There was a point where I started talking about Sandy from Greece.
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah, just change everything about yourself for a man.
Yeah,
Like
there you
Sandy in Greece. Show up at the fair with the leather suit, and you're a completely different woman. Everything about you's
That's
changed
gonna work
just
out.
for this man.
Gonna work out.
And then, and then we're treated to another Seki. Seki is still in love with Makoto scene, and then we move on to episode 3. And episode 3 is
Just nothing happens in the
exactly. It's so
Nothing
boring.
Yeah.
So episode 3, and this is where we're introduced to bitch group, as I referred to them in my notes.
The bullies, you mean?
The 4 girls who constantly bully sweet Kononoha.
Seriously?
Yeah.
My
Brown
nightmare?
hair,
My nightmare?
And then the 2 girls with the Pokemon hair.
Yeah.
That's their names.
They do have Pokemon hair.
It's brown hair girl and then Pokemon hair girls.
That's why when you were talking about like this guy's related anime that he worked on, I was surprised. I thought that for sure he worked on Pokemon the anime.
One of those girls is Kabuto. She looks just like Kabuto. She's got Kabutop's hair.
She does have the Kabutop's hair. My notes for this one are small as well because again nothing really happens.
No, not like
You get to see where Sekai works. You get to see where Sekai works. And
yeah,
the outfit and all
Sekai
that.
is a waitress, sexy waitress. She's apparently
Something
stripper
like that.
high school waitress.
Yeah.
She works at like high school version of Hooters, I guess.
It's like you go from Raisins wherever she is, then Hooters.
Yeah, that's the progression.
So Kononoha is like, I'm gonna finally progress from my shyness, and she gives Makoto spends like a date with her and her sister, and Kononoha gives him a kiss at the end of the night, like on the cheek. And this dick, because I wrote a note. It's like, it's interesting. They're growing as a couple. This might be actually interesting to watch. And no, he's really upset he got a kiss on the cheek. And then this dick goes, well, I don't like her anymore because she's not touching my pee-pee.
He just wants his pee-pee touched.
He just wants pee-pee touched.
And that's how it ends. He's on the phone with Seki and he goes, I don't like her anymore. Or I'm getting bored.
It only took 3 episodes.
You think maybe I could make her do it?
Like, I'll hold her down. And so then we're introduced to episode 4. And my first note for this, I don't know what he says at the beginning of this episode, but my first note is, don't be a Makoto, kids. Don't be a dick.
This one has the mom that's not real.
Oh, yeah, the mom that has the one line.
And
she's like, hey,
not...
Mom, can I borrow these tickets?
It's like, I'm a voice. I'm only a voice.
They didn't design my character.
They didn't animate me or any parent in this whole anime.
Could you imagine how different this anime was if any parent existed?
Oh, yeah. Oh, seriously.
There's fucking parents and chain shakers. I kept accidentally calling it chain smokers the other night.
Nice.
It's like, this one's way better than chain smokers.
And then Kononoha does something cute for him because I wrote he doesn't deserve this girl. Oh, it's I think when she finds the tickets. Yes. And then
blah, blah, blah.
And then Sekai finally kind of hints towards him about her feelings. She's like, hey, I'm gonna go through training with you on how to please a girl, like how to touch boobs. And then I wrote, like, that wasn't because then they kiss. No, wait, they don't kiss, right? Oh fuck! I forgot to bring that up. Sekai kisses him at the first episode.
Yeah. Yep. Right at the train platform.
Yeah. So he's kind of had that feeling too, because he's like, oh well, Sekai's put out a little bit at least.
She's a little bit of a slut. I'm kind of into that.
Yeah.
And so then Sekai's like, hey, you gotta nicely caress the boobs. He's like, all right, and he does that, and she goes, okay, now stop, and he tackles her to the bench.
He's like, I want you.
No, I want you. Like how weird.
It's like it starts off a little cruel intentions, like I'm teaching you how to kiss, and then he doesn't stop.
No, and then it gets to borderline rape zone.
I'm like, this wasn't even good training. He went too far with the girl who was willing to let him touch her.
Oh yeah.
It's like a little on the line there.
Oh yeah.
Makoto, Ash.
I really started to hate Sekai in this too, because Sekai wasn't talking about her feelings. She's like, oh, it's just training. And it's like, bitch, fucking A, I hate this. I hate when, especially in animes, where characters like won't confess. They're like I love you, and then so they get interrupted by something. And he goes, "Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention." She goes, "Oh, it was nothing." I'm like, "You bitch."
But how would we have tension, Jake, if they just said that they
I
felt?
know that's no fun.
So we then get into episode 5, which was the water
Water
park,
park.
episode, and we get the
Starring Stick Guy.
starring
Stick
Stick guy and his inner monologue about the boobs.
Yeah, and also his abnormally
yeah.
bouncy junk too.
And his bouncy ass.
Hey Anthony, if they're gonna make Konoha bouncy when she just like looks, they have to make him bouncy.
Oh no,
Alright.
I am
Yeah,
not
bouncy
complaining.
ass,
I'm
too.
not complaining. I'm talking about the star of the show here.
Stick Guy.
Short friend. We're introduced to like Sekai's like group of friends,
Yes.
which is like
Boner.
short friend,
That's boner hair.
boner hair is short friend.
Bow in her hair.
Oh, bow in her hair.
Bow in her hair.
And then loop hair, I guess, is the other girl.
Loopy.
Is the other
Nurse
one
Joy.
basketball girl or tall girl or
Oh, she's a man.
She's
Dyke?
Oh, that's a man.
It's a man.
that-
Here's
they-
another thing too. I think that what are we? Episode 5. The amount of men that are enrolled in this school, they show it. I think it's the intro to this episode, or it's the intro to the next episode, where all of the guys are playing soccer. They're not
It was
allowed
the
to come
intro
inside.
to this episode.
They're not
Because
allowed
it was when, it was in this episode when we realized that short-haired person that was with them was a girl. Because we thought it was a guy. We thought there was 3 guys, and everyone else was playing soccer.
and they weren't
Because
allowed
they
to come
show
in.
them, they show them outside playing soccer a bunch of times, but they're not allowed to come in. So we decided that short-haired girl is actually a boy, but he's pretending to be a girl, so he doesn't have to play soccer.
He's like, I just want to be inside.
Get your ass back out there. Oh God.
Can I go to the water park with you guys?
So the entire time in the water park is a little frustrating for me because Makoto is like Konoha is really girlfriending it up. She's like, oh my God, like she's cuddling with him, she's doing this stuff, and he's just like, oh no, I don't like this. Where's Sekai at?
Sekai
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Even though
It's easier.
5 heads tits are far superior. Far superior.
Well, I mean, Konoha like is better in every freaking way. Like she's nice, she's loving, and she's honest with her feelings.
Mentally unstable.
You don't know
Not
that.
yet.
No. Also, this is where I'm ready to argue. If you're calling her mentally unstable, I'm ready to argue that she didn't start out that way.
She's great right now. She's got the biggest
Oh,
boobs.
all right.
There's no way he shouldn't be picking her over other girl.
I agree. This is a frustrating moment.
And it's really frustrating as it continues. I wrote right here. I'm like, the more accurate title for the show should be "Horrible People and the Poor Girl They Brought into Their Horrible Lives."
Yeah.
Oh, bullies, man.
I fucking hate Makoto. And then because even then, like Konoha at the end of the day, quickly dries her hair and shows up, like meets him, and he goes, "Oh, why are you here so fast?" She goes, "Oh, all the other girls are drying their hair." He goes, "Shouldn't that take you longer? You have more hair than everybody." She goes, "Well, I really wanted to see you." And he goes, "Ugh. Okay."
Just get out of my face, prude.
And then Sekai walks out and he goes, "Oh my God, I'm glad to see you." And I'm like, "Fucking A, I hate this
Let
guy."
me touch your boobies again, please, Sekai.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
wanna touch
so-
these boobies bare?
And then pretty much everyone goes home, and Makoto and Sekai are texting, and Makoto has that dramatic run in the rain to her, and I'm like, this scene really only works if you want people to get together, but I want them both to die in a fire. So
That's
that's
like,
Mhm.
she's like, isn't she like, why are you here?
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, "Why are you here?" And he goes, "Like I like you."
I like running.
I
And then
I want to train more.
and then they embrace, and
Take
fuck.
my breath away.
They have
When did I
sex.
sing that?
Oh fuck! I don't even remember.
It
They
was
ha-
funny.
They have sex, and it is, to me, I've made a note right here. I'm like, right now this show is worse than Handshakers. It's boring and I hate everyone.
Yes.
It's boring and I hate everyone. Is that the part where she says, I said stop, and he keeps going?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
She goes,
Yeah.
"No, not there." stop. And
I
it's
said no, but I said
He's
no.
like,
and
no.
He's
He's
keeps
like,
going.
he's like, no. How about no? How about we pick?
Nah.
because you legitimately you see Konoha's side of it, and she's like, oh, I like him, and she's asking Sekai to help, and Sekai's like, yeah, I'll help. And so you really see the horribleness of Sekai and Makoto.
Yeah.
He's
And
a real piece of
how forward, and like I said, over eager to quote unquote help, and basically push her feelings onto.
She says,
Makoto
"Here's a pretty
and-
flower. Look how pretty this flower is."
Oh, you actually?
Oh, seriously, there
using
was
that
that.
part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, that was creepy.
All right, so I open up with because he wakes up at Sekai's house, and I'm like, motherfucking asshole. No, wait, no. They're banging like, and she's in her like clothes, like in her work clothes or whatever.
Yeah, he's
Right?
all stoked about it.
It's kind and she's like, I told you not here, and he's like, I want it here though.
Yeah.
He's got a thing about our work clothes. He's got a thing for him.
He's got a thing for non-consensual sex.
Oh,
That
that's
too.
that is his thing. That is his thing.
He likes consensual sex too, though.
Yeah, but he prefers the non-consensual that eventually turns into consensual.
Mhm.
Because I feel like most of the sex scenes are no, and then okay.
Yeah,
Those two no's never happen.
You're supposed
It's
to wait for
that's not
the
how that
okay.
works.
Yeah.
You're like,
supposed
that's
to
not how-
wait for the go-ahead on that.
He doesn't care.
And then this is where the OP kind of really starts becoming misleading. You're like, this isn't a happy show.
Yeah, she's like, "Stop, stop!" I said, "Stop, please don't, please don't." And he's like, "I don't care," and it's like,
I believe I slammed my hands against my keyboard when I typed this part because he shows up to school and someone's like, "You're tired," and he goes, "Yeah, it's been a while since I made breakfast for two."
Yeah.
And I just was
What?
like, "You fucking asshole! You fucking asshole!" Because he's sitting there and he's fucking flaunting that he had sex. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"I had
yeah.
sex, not with my
I would-
girlfriend."
Wouldn't
Yeah.
have been late if I wasn't too busy banging chicks.
No, seriously. Also,
I bang lots.
He's unapologetically an asshole.
Mhm.
He's an idiot. He's so dumb.
Yeah, and people call him an idiot all the time. And he's like, "I'm not an idiot."
I like
and Conan
movies.
and Konoha
chicks.
also defends him. Like,
Yeah.
like Sekai calls him an idiot one episode, and she's like, "Hey, don't call him an idiot. He's just passionate." And you're like, "Motherfucking this girl! Someone fly this girl away from
I forgot.
this."
Wife her up. She rich. Wife her that. But wife that girl up.
yeah, seriously.
Did we add that she's fucking loaded? She's
Oh
loaded.
yeah, she's loaded.
She's
Yep.
the biggest house out of all of them by
Mhm.
far.
Lives in a private house, has a yacht.
Yeah, she just got a fucking yacht.
Yeah. And fucking A. And then Sekai finally starts to feel like, not finally, but starts to feel like guilty about what's going on.
Yeah, you
She's
start
like,
to see
maybe
the
I shouldn't
remorse.
be ruining this girl's life by fucking her boyfriend.
And so she tells him, "Hey, we should tell Konoha." And he's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because you're fucking terrible, you fucking piece of shit."
Yeah,
And
because that's a normal human thing to do.
he's so reluctant to tell her. Like, that's the fucking main point of the anime from this point on. Is he's a terrible person and he's reluctant to tell people he is.
He's a
He's
coward.
He's
a
like, yeah,
coward.
exactly. He's like, "I don't want to tell her. I don't want. This is
Big
nice."
old dummy coward dumbhead.
It's like, no one's getting hurt. I'm getting laid. Konoha's got a boyfriend. You're getting a porkin. Everyone's winning. And then Taisuke over there is like, "Hey, I wanna get laid too." And he goes, "Fuck you, dude."
Yeah,
Stick guy.
basically.
Who are you? Where'd you go hang out with your stick friend? Isn't this where boner hair blocks her number?
No, it's later.
That's at 7?
I think so, because at the end of this episode,
Because this is prepping for the school fair, right?
yes, I believe, because at the end of this episode, Konoha also she saw something like homemade gifts are great for Christmas, and so she started knitting him like a sweater.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so
great imagery with that sweater.
and then she leaves a meeting early, and she's like, "Yay, I can have breakfast, I can have lunch with my boyfriend." And she runs up the stairs and she looks through the window and she sees Makoto giving Sekai the business.
And she drops her balls of yarn and they tumble down the stairs like Martha Wayne's pearls.
Yes.
Good imagery. Good imagery. From here on, the artists in this anime do a really great job of imagery. Like really good.
I believe every Konoha scene from this one on is dramatically well done. It's like you really kind of you see her mental state continue to change, and it's fantastic.
You start to see the degradation of Makoto, and then you also see like these people, at least the two of them, have already gone through these changes that show you that they do not have any redeemable qualities, and you get to see that oh god, I can't even. What is her name?
Other girl.
Sekai.
No, not her. Konoha. She.
Five head.
You know, like we were just saying, like she has these beautiful qualities. She starts to go through that metamorphosis. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's really weird how much like this episode of the show started to make me. I was less bored. I was still mad, but I was less bored.
It's like getting stuck watching daytime television.
And then shit starts to happen.
The first couple episodes really fucking suck, and then out of nowhere it's like, Dave, you killed my brother and slept with my wife. Oh shit.
You're like,
what's he gonna do?
It's like watching something. For me, it was like watching something out of pure hatred. It's like watching like people with different political opinions than me on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I don't like what this guy's saying, but I'm gonna watch 5 more episodes of this guy's show.
I never thought I wouldn't be able to relate so much with someone who could be a potential hero to me, you know? Like Makoto, I just don't like him, but based on his actions, he's like, he could be my hero.
I was gonna say, I believe I have a note in one of my episodes saying, "Be prepared to debate DJ that Makoto is a horrible person."
No, he's a piece of shit. He's a real piece of shit.
He absolutely is. He absolutely is just a piece of trash.
I mean, I even think Sekai is kind of redeemable. She's just trying to get with this guy she really, really likes.
Dude, did you not watch episode 11? Like, what?
All right, let's continue. So episode 7, we kind of get a glimpse into what Konoha's reaction was. And like, again, this poor girl thinks that it's her fault. Like, she's like, oh, it's because I wasn't as physical with Makoto as he wanted to be. I'll be more physical now. And it's like, that's not your fault. That's not.
Is this when she's tearing apart the sweater?
That's so horrible.
No, that's not until later.
It's so horrible.
And then the bitches in the school start yelling at her, like
Pokemon and brown hair.
And I'm just like, this is.
They're like, hey, stupid bitch, where's your boyfriend at?
I'm like,
bitch.
yeah.
I'm so mean to her.
Yeah, she's she's like the craft, or no, she's some sort of president, right?
She's the class president.
Class president for that
Start
specific
the
class.
building blocks of bullying that might lead someone to a dark path.
They continue to insult her. And like they make her do all the work by herself for like the school festival that's coming up, and she kind of just like they taunt her, and it's horrible. And so finally she's off doing some of the school work for the school festival, and Taisuke, who had like that interaction with her at this pool, is like, hey, like, you know, you and I you should go out because you're not seeing Makoto anymore. She goes, what? No, I'm oh fuck, we forgot to bring this up. Loopy hair likes Makoto, likes Taisuke.
Oh yeah. You find that out on the beach episode.
Yeah.
That she wants to get with Stickman.
But he's super dense. He's freaking he's a bore. He's made
of
these
girls are bullying her very viciously. Yeah. Like at this point I'm like, man, they might be leading us to the fact that this girl might do something about this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck, where is? Yeah, so fucking A. So she gets, so Tsukuya asks her out. She goes, no, I'm dating Makoto, and Loopy Hair and Tall Friend are all hearing this conversation, and this is what makes me mad is that she runs out to go find Makoto because he keeps telling her like, "Oh, I thought Makoto's dating Seki," and he runs out. She runs out, and she runs into Tall Girl, who's like, "You're a bitch. You're leading on all these guys," and it's like, why are you picking on her? It's not her fault. Girls get hit on by dudes. It's not their fault.
Oh yeah. It all could have been easily resolved if that guy had a backbone and just broke up with her, just like a normal human being.
Then Stick Guy could have had a chance with her.
That Stick Guy could have had a chance.
The king, the man.
Well, and then she kind of, I wrote this down, and I think it's because she kind of goes through like this weird like emotion change, or like I think the music changed when we looked at her, and I went,
Yep.
I went, about time. I hope this is the start of a revenge arc, and she embarrasses everyone, or lights the school on fire. I hope it's the second one.
I think that this is when both me and DJ said, she's going to fucking murder everybody.
We start talking about how we want her to murder everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So episode 8 happens, and this is where...
Setsuna.
Bow in her hair.
No, that's what happens in... I remember what happens in episode 7. At the end of episode 7, she confronts him in his apartment. She's like, "Hey, I'm still your girlfriend, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And so then she leaves, and that pisses off Seki, who's waiting in his bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was going to put Seki in the closet and then bang her on his bed.
Yeah.
That really pissed her off.
Yep, I thought that was going to happen too.
She's like, "Fine, I'm going to leave." And he goes, "No, if you leave, then Konoha will find out." He goes, She's like, "I'm going to leave." And then she leaves, and lo and behold, Konoha's there. She goes, How dare you?
Because Konoha saw her shoes.
Yep.
Yeah, saw her shoes. And she goes, "How dare you? You know he's my boyfriend. You know he's my boyfriend. I'm his girlfriend." And then slaps her. And then that's when I was like, yes.
Yep. There you get that big episode of character development. When it goes back through and it explains like all of this shit that Seki was doing to try and get closer to Makoto and like all of this.
She's pretty flower. Do you like the flower?
Oh, that's where that happens too. It's fucking creepy. That's also
No, that doesn't happen until after the android disappears.
Doesn't
No,
in
that
7?
happened in episode 8.
Oh, episode 8. Okay. But
Which we're now into.
Yep. Doesn't
Because
Setsuna
Bow in
block
her
number?
who is also an android.
Oh,
Yeah,
in
she does.
7, yeah.
She blocks her number, in 7, because she keeps trying to text him. And then in episode 7, he also goes, "Oh, well, that's actually... No, my phone's been acting up," and that's how they resolve that.
Bow in her hair has blocked her number previously. And she also keeps talking about how she's going to leave soon, like she's leaving on a jet plane, and she don't know when she'll be back
That's
again.
introduced in episode 8. I wrote, this is a weird fucking... what a weird side plot to introduce
is she
8
gonna die?
episodes in.
Is she an android and she's got to go back to space?
So Sekai at the beginning of episode 8 decides to tell Setsuna, right, Anthony, was the name?
Setsuna.
Bow in her hair.
DJ, I'm never going to refer to
Come on.
your characters in
There's
the
a
way you want me
bow
to.
in her hair.
So Setsuna finds out, and it's just... Stop doing that. And so it's just ridiculous, this whole part, because then she instantly jumps to their side. She's like, okay, well, they need help preserving their little relationship. And it's just like, I liked you, Setsuna, I liked you, and now I don't. And it's upsetting.
She was just a bitch before that, though.
Yeah, but she was like a funny bitch, where she would do one-liners, quick one-liners and stuff. But now it's just great.
Then she's like a vindictive fucking asshole bitch.
Yeah. She's also, I think she's voiced by Kana, the voice actor that does Kana in Dragon Maid. I'm not too sure, though.
I have no idea. I don't really follow Japanese voice actors as much.
She's in love with him, too.
Yeah, she's also in love with him. Which
becomes quite a theme.
These original 3 girls, and I guess Ponytail Girl, I can't remember her name.
Brown hair.
What? Brown hair. Multiple characters have brown hair. That's a bad nickname.
Aitayoko or some shit like that.
Otome. She I guess her, Setsuna, Seki, and Konoha all have like legitimate reasons for liking him because they like knew him before the show started.
She knew him in middle school.
But every character after that is pointless main character nonsense.
That's true.
So we get introduced to the school fair, and we
There's a war.
There's
we get
another...
the freaking maid war. I was like, there's no way that this happened in the visual novel, right? Like that'd be a really weird part of the visual novel to cut into. Like, all right, I'm banging girls and maid cafe fight. What?
Yeah.
I want to go to a Little Sister Cafe. Yeah. It seems humble. I mean,
as a guy with a little sister, I don't.
Oh.
Like, come on, brother. Like, they're cute.
No.
You know? Like making you a little cake and stuff.
No.
Because they're cute.
No.
Oh,
DJ.
and again, the bullying of Konoha continues because they turn her haunted house into a secret fuck room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Vicious.
Like,
What? Vicious.
What was the point of that? Like,
It's a school tradition, I guess, that the secret fuck room, and to give people a room to fuck in, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Where else are they gonna do it?
The maze. What did Atome say? She's like, the maze is tradition, and so is the fuck room. Okay, we need to have both of those things. And then I think this is also where we find out about the dance, right?
Yeah, if you dance with your significant other at night, you do the folk dance, you'll have a good relationship. That's what this show really is like. Here's some weird urban legends to have.
8 episodes later, urban legends back.
Now we're gonna break them.
Took a hiatus. 8 episodes later, it's back.
In a way, it almost feels like they were making fun of those as well, because, you know, I don't mean to spoil anything too early, but 2 characters end up dancing at that festival, and it doesn't end up working out.
The phone thing didn't work out for anyone involved.
Oh, serious. Seriously.
So he takes a picture for a while. She can't see him. That's so weird.
Like, what?
That also kind of greatly foreshadows his rapiness. Is he takes a picture of her without her consent?
Yeah, because he says like I was fine with looking at her until one day I wanted more.
He takes a picture of her without her consent.
How creepy.
A little creepy. That's the very first episode.
I think episode 9. Wait, no, episode 8. Does he go on the? Because I wrote fucking again. Does he? Oh, he kisses. Does he kiss the girl or? No. Does he either in this episode does he either bang Atome or he kisses Setsuna?
Setsuna kisses him while he's unconscious.
Setsuna kisses him.
Kisses him while he's asleep, and what's her name sees it. 4 or 5 minutes.
Konoha sees it, and it's like,
and then we're like, okay, yeah, she's gonna murder everybody. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah. And then episode 9 happens, and my first note is everyone but Konoha is terrible in this show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Followed by, what a weird play, because we're then introduced into the play, and DJ, you've been quoting it. You want to break it down for us?
There's a flower, and so basically the play is about Sakai, and it's about how she says she loves this person, and she brings him a flower, and she says, look how pretty the flower I brought you is, and she teaches him how to take care of the flower, and she goes, don't you love me because I brought you such a pretty flower? Mm-hmm. And that's Sakai's whole strategy with men.
It's about her virginity. And then
in the theater... It's not about her virginity.
Yes, it is.
It's about the people she introduces him to are the flower.
No.
Of course it is. Are you kidding me?
No, it's got a flower in it. That's straight up virginity.
No.
Okay, Monica from Friends. No, not everyone calls virginity their flower.
No.
I'm gonna let it go because that was too good. That was too good.
It directly mirrors what she does with the girls. Directly. With a capital D-I. And then Setsuna just disappears.
Poof, gone.
Poof, gone.
No, she doesn't.
She does. She steps behind a tree and then poof.
No, she fades into nothing.
Isn't that where she's
theater.
Like sitting in front?
Oh, in the theater, yes.
Sitting in the theater and she goes, poosh. I thought she was gone forever. I thought she was a ghost and she'd faded away. I was like, what happened?
Turns out she was a secret agent.
Okay, and then Tatsuke... we're then Tatsuke. Yes, Tatsuke. He asks Konoha out again. Like, hey, so Makoto's definitely dating Sekai. You wanna date? She's like, quit saying that. Quit saying my
Previously,
boyfriend's dating someone else.
Yeah, previously he had like talked to the guy, him and Sekai in the same room. He's like, so you guys are dating, right? And they're like, yeah, totally dating. He's like,
Sekai goes yes, and Makoto doesn't answer.
and he's like, okay, so later, guys, and he like leaves to go talk to Fivehead.
Yep.
Yeah, and so then Kona turns him down again, and she goes to look for Makoto, but bullies are like, hey, no, you gotta sit in this booth because we're bullies because
Hey, bitch,
people need
get in your spot, bitch.
people need to use that fuck room. And then, but then Otome finds Makoto, and I wrote, fucking, I hate Makoto so much because Makoto checks her out and he goes, hey, she's kind of cute. Yeah. And he goes, and Sekai is putting out because she wants to work at the fair.
Which is
Better
so
fuck
weird.
this
like,
one.
Yeah, like, let me just pick the easiest option. That's who I'm going with.
I mean, can you blame him?
Yes.
Yeah, you can blame him.
You can absolutely blame him.
But
So-
she's like, hey, you want to go to the fuck room?
And he's like, fuck room. He's like, you had me at fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they fuck in the fuck room.
So they fuck in the fuck room, and then he leaves. He goes, hey, I gotta go meet my girlfriend or this other girl I'm banging at the bonfire because we gotta dance. And she's like, okay. And so then Sasuke basically tells Konoha, like, hey, no, you're broken up. He broke up with you. I love you. I like you, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now
I'm
take your
here.
clothes off.
And now take your clothes off.
Yeah.
And I wrote right here, I swear to God, if we find out Sasuke raped her at the end of this, I'm going to be pissed.
Yep. Yep.
Because they clearly banged, because she walks out of the room and she's like disheveled, and she looks at, and then we're given this beautiful dance scene. I'm doing air quotes, beautiful dance scene.
I believe that they did have sex, but she just called him Matsuko the whole time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She's saying his name, the wrong guy's name the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Tatsuki
yeah.
don't care. Tatsuke's getting laid.
No, stick guy, he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
He's like, I take it where I can get it, right?
He's getting his stick wet, and he does not care.
It happened.
No, he's left the stick at home.
So so then their dance, and again they
folk
keep
dance.
they keep putting these scenes of like these two doing like classic romantic scenes, and like I don't think anyone who is currently watching the show is rooting for them.
Mm-mm.
So they have to be mad the entire time.
We forgot to talk about the part where Kotona destroys the sweater.
Oh yeah, fuck, my bad.
She grabs a thread of it and starts pulling on it and unravels the whole sweater. Unravels it. Just
Yes.
like she's unraveling.
That's how beautiful of a scene is that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so good.
Oh yeah.
It's also just as good as them doing the folk dance. Both of these characters are dancing in front of a giant fire. Like they're encapsulated in this giant flame. It's like those fuckers are doomed.
Oh yeah, they're playing with what? There's a scene where Makoto grabs something and he burns his hands.
Oh, that's
and
later.
And someone's like, yeah, well, you're like careful. You're like,
That's the teapot,
Yep,
that's a teapot. He burns
which
his
is
hands.
boiling over.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The teapot is boiling over.
It's
So,
it's brilliant.
Episode 10 happens, and like Tasuke is very happy, and he's and this is where I'm like, okay, it was clearly consensual because he goes up to Kono and he goes, hey, so we're dating now, right? And Kono goes like, no, Makoto and I are dating, because
Yeah.
Makoto apologizes to her for not making it to the dance with her.
On
She's
the
like,
train.
what do you
yeah.
mean? Makoto is my boyfriend. And forget about what we just did, pretty much, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, Tasuke is a victim now. Like
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
And then I don't think he comes back. He has
No.
like a minor explosion in the classroom where he's like, I'm just so confused as to what's happening around me. And I'm like, as a guy who kind of just got used by a girl for sex, and like his best friend just keeps lying to him about stuff. Yeah, That's pretty okay of him to have a little breakdown.
Is this before or after she messaged him 20 times and he didn't answer her?
That was after, because he messaged, because that one actually had a legitimate reason why he didn't answer, is because his phone was away from him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these girls are like, yeah, if he's really your boyfriend, then why don't you text him? So she sends him 20 messages, hoping that he comes to like save her from these bullies, and he doesn't come. Fuck.
Oh, he
what a
comes.
dick.
Oh, he comes.
Yeah, all up in.
At this point, we're
Otome.
like, there's no way this girl's not gonna murder everybody. Like, I'm so rooting for it. I also, at this point, thought someone was gonna die by a train death because of all the train imagery.
All of the
They
scene that they have with that, yeah.
There's so many scenes of a person's like back to a oncoming train, and I'm like, they're gonna get pushed in front of that train and die.
There's a point where this girl collapses on this overpass, and the train goes underneath her, and it crosses right through where she's standing, like above the train. I was like, that's gotta mean she's gonna get hit by a train.
What did you say? You're like, you know what the fastest way to get to Tokyo is? I was like, probably on the train.
It was when, because this is later, but Fivehead and the guy live in the same area. They drive the same train home, and the other girl goes on the other way. Seki goes the other way. They take different trains home. So she's at his house, and she leaves, and she's all upset. And I kept telling Anthony, I'm like, you know what the fastest way back to their house is? And he's like, well, I'm like, she's got to take the train, motherfucker. She doesn't die by a train, guys. Spoilers.
This episode, I think, has the breakdown.
I think this is the episode where I lost my headphones out of celebration, correct? Episode 10?
There's
a point where Konosuba's in her house, and her little sister's like, what are you doing, sis?
No. That's after the breakdown. I think that this is episode 10 where Setsuna and Makoto are together, and they're out by the trash, and they're cleaning up for the festival, after the festival.
Oh, yeah, and what's her name kisses her.
Yep,
and he unofficially breaks up with her.
Yep.
Because he really still doesn't. Because she goes,
Setsuna kissed him, too, before.
Yep.
Setsuna kisses him, and she goes, see, he's over you. And he just kind of goes, yeah.
I don't want to be with you.
Yep.
I don't know what do. And then he goes and bangs Otome.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, later.
And Setsuna's like, dude, what the I thought you were banging Seki. He goes, yeah, but Seki's being a bitch. So I'm banging Otome.
And then you get the Setsuna going, okay, well, you got to stop banging Otome. And you want to know how you're going to do that? You're going to have sex with me. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. She's like, please just stay with Seki. He's like, I don't know. And she's like, all right, if you date my friend, I'll let you have sex with me.
Yep. Well,
ultimate wingman.
And he's like, okay. All right,
he's like, all right, let's do it.
Oh, no, but before that happens, the reveal of him banging. Okay, well, right here, because Tall Bitch was mean to Konoha, I kind of still hated her.
Yeah.
Then she, then the basketball team like gets together and watches all the hidden footage from the fuck room.
So they see him bang.
And they're like, hey, look, there's that basketball girl, and then there's Otome having sex with Makoto, and Sekai's like, what? He's cheating. The guy who I was helping cheat is cheating on me.
What? Cheating on cheater? What? He gets pretty pissed off.
Yeah. Yes.
This is the scene that DJ's talking about, right? When she's in the kitchen cleaning, right?
This is when Kononoa is in the
kitchen.
Kononoa
I'm talking about.
Kononoa's in the kitchen cleaning.
And her little sister goes, what are you doing? This is literally, I'm not even kidding. This is
I remember this, yeah.
Her little sister goes, what are you doing, Jake? And I literally do a girl voice. And I go, just sharpening knives. And as I say knives, it cuts to a shot of knives. And I go, before this, I was like, okay, so if she's going to murder everybody, I'm talking to Anthony. I'm like, I'm trying to think of a scene we've seen before where she's like holding a knife, where she's doing something violent. I was like, I know she slapped that girl, so she is prone to violence, but I don't think we've seen a scene of her like with an actual weapon or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
And literally like 10 minutes later, it's like,
Yep.
what are you doing, sis? And I go, just sharpening knives, and
Yep.
it cuts
Oh,
to
yeah.
the knives, and I went, oh, and I like threw my headset off.
The metamorphosis.
Dude, I have in all caps yandere mode activated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Fucker.
do it. I put my headset in my pocket, and I go, do it, do it,
Yep.
do it.
She's turning into a beautiful yandere butterfly right now.
So this is also what's awesome in this episode. Setsuna leaves after banging Makoto, and Makoto chases her to the airport because he was like, that was some sweet banging. I think I want her to stick around.
More, baby.
And so Sekai's looking for Makoto, and who does Sekai see on the bridge? Kononoa. And I don't know if you guys heard it, but Kononoa's bag is filled with those knives.
Filled with knives.
Yep. Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's jingling. You're like,
That
oh
girl's
my
got a
gosh.
bag of
She's like,
knives. Anthony.
have you seen Makoto? He was supposed to be at a restaurant meeting a girl, but he wasn't there. And then you see her eyes, and she's
What are
got
you
the killer
holding?
eyes. Yeah.
She's got murderer eyes.
She's got
What are
murder
you holding?
eyes.
Just a bag of knives.
And then we get to episode 11, and this is where Loopy Hair has been banging Makoto too, apparently.
Yeah.
And her reasoning behind it is fucking amazing. Because if I won't do it, then he's just gonna cheat on everybody else. He's gonna
Yep.
cheat on Sekai with everybody else.
Yeah.
Which he does. He has a threesome with the fucking
With the bullies.
With the bullies.
And that's where I said I legitimately hate this guy.
Oh,
dot
yeah.
dot dot.
Yep.
There comes a
I
point
have
where
to prep myself for
He uses
DJ praising this fuck.
he uses legitimate like pressuring tactics that actual like douchebags in real life use, where the three girls are out his door and one of them doesn't want to like come in, and he goes, what, this was your idea? And he literally says, I thought you wanted to have fun, aren't you fun? That's literally a thing. Like,
Oh, I hate him so
I thought, no,
much.
he's like, you don't want to hang out? I thought you were fun. Come on, I thought you were fun. You're not going to be cool with me? Come on, I
This
thought
was
you were
your
fun.
idea, anyways.
Yeah, this was your idea anyways. I thought you were fun.
And continuing to upset me about the show, Konoha is like at different locations talking to Makoto about plans that she wants to do, but then it's revealed that like he blocked her number again.
She's talking to his
Yep.
voice. His
Oh,
just
Jesus.
Breaking my
his-
heart.
It's like, this number cannot be completed as dialed. And she's like, oh, Makoto, we're going to have so much fun.
My parents want us to go on the yacht, and that'll be fun. You and me
This number
together
cannot be
alone.
completed as dialed.
Yeah.
I was
Like
just
the
like,
whole
oh
time.
my
Oh.
god.
Breaking
Those
my
three
heart.
bullies later, they go, yeah, that was fun. Let's borrow your boyfriend next.
And the other girl's like, no. Oh, and then this episode is revealed that Seke is preggers.
Yeah, DJ goes, there's only one reason why she would run to the sink.
she goes, grabs her stomach and runs to the sink. I'm like, she's pregnant. And then he goes, really? You think? I'm like, dude, if a girl grabs her stomach and runs to the sink in a movie or show ever, that girl's pregnant.
That girl's pregnant.
That's more accurate than a pregnancy test.
Exactly. If a girl has a pregnancy test
Oh,
in her
did my
hand,
girlfriend just
meh.
run to the sink?
If she grabs her stomach and runs to the
Huh.
sink.
Must be food poisoning.
Happens in Black Mirror. The moment she grabbed her stomach, I was like, oh fuck, she's pregnant. The moment it happened.
And then she confronts him in the middle of class about how he got her pregnant.
She
and
screams it. Really?
and
loud.
what does this guy do?
Oh,
He
the
he
champion.
claims it's not his.
Yep. The champ. The champ
He goes, God
appears.
damn it. If everyone knows that I got you pregnant, then none of these girls want to have sex with me anymore.
Yep.
That's pretty much what he
Mhm.
thinks.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's true. Rumors start spreading around that he's not very safe when it comes to sex, and so he keeps trying to call all of his usual bangs, and no one's answering.
Yeah.
Loopy even asks him, she's like, what the fuck? Did you not use protection? He's like, back then I didn't know. He's like,
Yeah, he can't be held accountable for anything. That's his whole thing. He's like, no, I'm the victim.
Exactly. He even says that too. He's like, why does this keep happening to me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Why me?
Yeah, and so he goes through his freaking feel bad for me, I'm self-pity nonsense. And he just so happens to stumble across Konoha, who's like in front of the tree talking to her dead phone. Like her phone's hasn't been charged in like days.
Fucking snowing all over.
Yeah,
She's been there for hours.
She's in the school uniform too.
Yeah, and
Like, I found you. You came for me.
and like she's like, oh, I've been getting better. I'm a better girlfriend, and you really see this, like how far she's degraded, like how like she's already separated from reality by talking to no one on the phone, but how she's like, oh, this is clearly because of you, like type deal. Like I'm trying to become better for you, and this is the one little piece of character development for Makoto, and he's kind of just like, oh no, I did this. And he's like, I'm sorry. He says the words, I'm sorry.
Yep.
And he gives her a hug, and she snaps out of her like daze.
Yep.
Zombie face.
She comes back. This is after
she loses her zombie face.
This is after we get a scene with Sekai like on the phone, like speaking to her mom or something like that. She's cooking dinner at Makoto's house. Yeah. Over at his house, and she's like on the phone. So you kind of see that he's trying to make it work. Large air quotes around that. And then he runs into...
I thought she was talking to Loopy Hair.
I don't think so. I think it's mom.
Or one of her friends.
She was talking to somebody, but then she goes, yeah, he left to go get groceries. And that's weird because right before that, we see him on the phone trying to call all of his usual bangs. And it's like, motherfucker left to go bang a girl.
None of them are answering.
Absolutely terrible. Absolutely
I need
terrible.
a quickie.
My final note on this episode was, while I'm happy that she snapped out of her depression, I'm pissed that he did it. And while I'm glad he's showing some regret, I'm pissed he's not being currently stabbed to death.
Title of the next episode is School Days. That's the title of that episode. Oh my god.
What a shitty title.
So same old asshole Makoto is now on a date with Konoha, while Sekei's like, hey, the food's gonna get cold, and he goes, eat it without me. I'm busy.
Like, have you seen this chick's titties?
Yeah, stop hanging around like you're my girlfriend. That's what he says to her.
Yeah, he says that.
Ugh.
And so she breaks all the shit and says, I'm leaving, sorry. And then him and Konoha come back and he goes, I'll make you some tea, Konoha. And he goes in there and he cleans up to the shit.
He throws it all away. All the food she made, he throws it away.
But was this also this train? I don't know what's happening. It at some point during the day it moves ridiculously slow, and you can see who's in the other train
for a split second.
Slow motion.
It happens like 4 times in the show, and the final time it happens is Sekai sees Konoha and Makoto.
She's and so headed home, but when she sees him, she turns around.
Yeah, she rushes back. She goes up to the door and she slaps Konoha in the face.
Not a reaction.
Yep.
Yeah,
she is stoic.
She is
not a
stone-faced.
She's crazy at this point.
And Makoto steps in between them, and he's like, "Hey, don't do that." And Konoha fucking mind breaks her. Mind breaks Seki. She goes, "Hey, this was all you're doing, right? You're the one who wanted me to become this way. You're the one who said I should be more sexual with him, and that's all thanks to you because you were sexual with him."
And she leans in for a big fat smooch.
She's like,
and they just start making out in front of her.
She kisses him, and a normal guy would be like, "Whoa, not the time to make out with me. There's someone right here." And she's clearly distraught. We shouldn't make out in front of this distraught woman.
But who's the easiest in this room
Makoto,
right now?
Makoto's like, "Yeah, let's fucking do this thing right in front of her."
Fucking, she just falls to her knees, screams no.
She goes, "Stop, stop!" And they're just making out.
Ugh.
It's graphic too. Like you see their tongues, and you're like, "Damn, they're going to town."
I know.
So, and then the episode continues that Makoto texts her like, "Hey, Konoha knows this clinic nearby. You should go."
This is the part where she's going home, and I'm like, "Hey, Anthony, you know what the fastest way for her to get home is? The train, motherfucker."
The train. That's when it happens. Oh.
So Then Makoto invites her to his apartment, and he's like, "So how was the clinic?" And I'm like, "This motherfucker didn't even go with her." And she's like, "Hey," like he's like, "I'll get you some tea," and she goes, "No, I want some tea, and I'll get it." And he goes, "Oh, okay, whatever." And so she goes into the room, it goes into the kitchen, and she sends him a text, and so he's like, "Oh, better go check my text." This is like the only time this motherfucker decides to check his phone.
She sees
right
that
away.
he threw all the food away.
Yeah. She also sees that he threw all the food away. So he goes to check his phone, and it's this really long, like, text message.
Yep.
And then finally goes, "Goodbye." He's like, "Huh?" And then the most, like, ill-fitting music.
Oh my gosh.
Says, "I'm sorry." The most ill-fitting music for the scene starts playing, and he gets... Seki's behind him, and she goes, "You're a horrible person," and stabs him in the
oh my gosh.
Stabs him in the back. And then as she continues to stab him while he's on the ground and he's pleading with her, it's showing scenes throughout this episode, throughout the show, of him seducing her and seducing Kononoha.
And the teapot's going, it's boiling over.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's boiling over. Oh, it's perfect.
I mean, grab your titty.
A weirdly well animated part of this scene is when she's done stabbing him, and she looks at like what she's done, and she kind of just goes, "Oh fuck, I killed a guy," and like she gets up.
Blood is black. What the fuck?
The Crunchyroll has the censored version. I'm like, why is like how is this censored? How does this count as censoring?
It's clearly blood.
Black.
And so she runs out of the apartment, and Kononoha shows up later, like some undisclosed amount of time later shows up, and she finds his body. And Seke is kind of freaking out in her house, still wearing the bloody uniform. And she gets a text from Makoto's phone saying, "Beat me on the roof."
Oh, it was perfect.
And so she shows up to the roof, and what I liked here is it shows that she's clearly packing because it zooms in on her pocket.
Oh yeah,
and
Big
she walks in. She walks in. She just sees this single bag on the bench that her and Konoha and Makoto would eat lunch at. So she walks up to the bag.
Kind of
and
inconspicuous at first.
Yeah, and
like
they get a little bit into the conversation before you realize.
Yeah, and Konoha shows up. He's like, "Hey, like, why are you telling everybody that you're pregnant? You know, I'm his girlfriend. You can't
be pregnant because I'm his girlfriend." And he goes, "You can't be his girlfriend because he's dead." And she's like, "He's not dead.
he's
right
here."
here." Yeah, she's like, "Why don't you ask him? He's right here." And you're like,
"Anthony, what's in the bag?"
Oh, fucking Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
I go, "What's in the box? What's in the box?"
Yeah, oh yeah, it was perfect. I at this point, I am like, this show has built up to this moment. I feel so good right now. Oh my god,
a big ass butcher knife.
Yep.
And she goes, "Let's see."
She does that shit Naruto style too. She busts out a big ass
style. Uses a butcher knife, baby.
She takes out the knife and she goes, "Let's see if you're lying about that baby being inside you."
Which
butcher
is creepy.
knife, style. She's trying to get between us, me and you, Makoto. Bitch just gotta go.
And so she goes. So Seke is like, "Oh shit, she has a knife," and she goes to take out her knife, and fucking Konoha grabs her hand.
And is like, "Nope, bitch."
Smile.
Splatter.
Yep, gets her right in the neck.
Kills her. We are then treated to
an interesting shot.
To the boat, right?
Inside,
we're treated to the boat.
No.
Oh no,
inside
we're
of her body.
Yep. And she goes, "What does she say?"
No, baby.
Just as I
You were
thought.
lying. Just as I thought.
You were lying.
You were lying.
Jeez. Oh my god! And then the
greatest ending shot in any anime ever made.
And then we are treated to the shot of her cradling Makoto's head on the boat, and that's a nice boat.
A beautiful sunset.
Yep.
The yacht's, driving into the sunset, and she's laying there, sunbathing, and in her arms is the head of her lover.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to see what everyone else was up to, and it's like all these people kind of went back to their regular lives.
Okay, guys, why don't we just stop? Maybe next year let's not have a fuck room.
Yeah,
You think?
maybe next year we just stop being horrible people.
Let's not be terrible to a girl.
Yeah.
Just to say. Yeah, do you think Konoha went back to school and they were just like, "Hey, it's kind of weird that Makoto and Seke are both missing"? And she goes, "Yeah, missing."
Oh, so that girl killed 2 people. Maybe let's not bully.
That's what
Maybe
happened.
let's not bully.
Let's not.
It's anti-bullying anime for sure.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Anti don't be a horror anime either.
All right, so that was School Days. Fun fact about this: when I was doing some research on the for the opening for this, like finding out the studio and stuff, I found out there's an OVA called. There's 2 OVAs. There's one Valentine's Day one, which sounds like classic anime one, and then there's Magical Girl Kokoro.
Yeah, where Konotova's a magical girl, right?
It's Konoha's sister is a magical
Oh,
girl.
okay.
And I guess it fits with the show. Like it's not canon with the show, but if you wanted to think it was canon, it would fit.
That's hilarious.
It goes in depth on like who her friend is.
Oh yeah, when she shows up at the fucking
Weird-haired
fair.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so School Days is based off a visual novel, as I said. So I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but this is the bad ending.
I would imagine.
There's multiple endings to this anime. Most end up with multiple endings to this visual novel. Most ending up with Makoto banging girls. Sometimes it's just like one. I think there's one where he bangs like all of Seki's friends in like a weird threesome.
Ugh.
And then there's one where him and like Tasuke bang Seki. It's like there's a bunch of weird endings. Oh, there's one where Seki and Makoto are on a date, like on a bridge, and Konoha shows up and they're like, "Oh, look, it's Konoha," and she slices Seki's throat.
Got her. Is there one you just get to be in love with Konoha and live happily ever after?
Yes, that's the good ending.
That's the main one, I'm assuming.
And so most shows based off visual novels kind of go with the good ending, and this one went with went with the absolute bad ending. And so that's where
that one's a fun ending.
Everyone's criticizing, saying like no one's going to act this way, no one's going to act like the way Makoto is. And the defense of it is that it's because the player of the show is picking all the bad decisions, or is picking the decisions as if someone who's playing the game to just see all the sex scenes. So,
well, I mean, you want to see all the sex scenes. Yeah.
Well, that's where I was like, "Fuck, man! Like, I should track down a thing of School Days and like play that game. See if we do better than Makoto."
Hey, there we go. I feel a summer special coming.
So School Days is also part of a series of visual novels like called Summer. Like, there's another one like Summer Days, where it's like
Man, a girl happened so fast.
You follow Makoto. It's a Grease reference. I enjoyed it, DJ. But you follow Makoto, Konoha, and like Seke, but it's at a beach resort, and there's like different girls, but you can still bang those 2 girls.
Oh yeah.
After we talk about an anime, we go into how we would fix it. So, Anthony, how would you fix the show?
So taking into account that, like, I think that we can all agree that this show starts out so boring and slow. And I wouldn't want to shorten it, but that's my instinct. I think that shortening it or just introducing the larger conflict earlier fixes the show easily. Like starting from episode 6, like using DJ's idea is perfect. I think that naturally, if you start at episode 6 and go from episode 6 to episode 12, it's actually, like I said, it's actually not that bad. I actually found that halfway through the anime, I was watching because I actually wanted to see where this gigantic train wreck of an anime was going. Potentially taking out a lot of Makoto's terror qualities. I don't know. it would end up changing it to something that I don't think would be too enjoyable. I personally think that if you were to take those last 6 episodes and sprinkle in a little more character development in between, I think that you're left with an anime with some excellent tonal changes and tonal shifts that really presents itself in a way where by the end of it, there's really nothing left to be desired because everything is fulfilled that I wanted. I wanted Kononoha to kill these 2 horrible people, and that's what happened. That's what I would do to fix it. Also, add in more soundtrack. I got really tired of the two songs
Soft
that would
piano?
play. Oh, the soft piano. If it played the soft piano, you knew 2 things: either something big was about to happen, or somebody was about to get raped.
I'm pretty sure it uses the same soundtrack from the game, and so I think it's like feel like the entire time it's just the menu music. Like, all right.
That makes sense.
All right, DJ, how about you?
Started episode 6.
Is that it? That's all?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
Fixing it, edit it better soundtrack. Make more stuff happen in the beginning. You can add in easy. A little bit of fun stuff to watch in the beginning, you know.
Okay, I go
the bake off.
I go more into the I'd go more into the developing the characters better within those first 5 episodes. Like I started hating Makoto episode 3, and Seke episode 3. It's kind of just like that was really quick for me to dislike this character, but maybe it wasn't really quick because I was just bored the entire time. So I guess make the series, like make the characters more interesting at first, and let me, because I didn't care that Makoto was a terrible person. I just hated him. I was like, I hate this terrible guy. It would have been kind of nice to see this good, great quality guy that like some of these girls fell in love with, because it sounds like he was a great guy in middle school. Like even Otome at one.
You can take that time to expand on the backgrounds of those characters, side characters, the boringness. Instead of being boring in the beginning, you could like show, like you were saying just now, show them, introduce Otome a little bit earlier when she's in middle school with him. Not like flashback it, but have her bring that up, and have Sasuke bring up the time that he made her feel better that one time when she was crying.
Yeah, because like Otome, like even says, like, because he says something and Otome goes, you know, the you in middle school would have never said that. Goodbye, and like leaves. Because that, like, Otome knows that like he's not the same person that she had these strong feelings for. And so it would have been kind of cool to have us be that way too, where it's like, oh, okay, Makoto's this nice guy, and it's like, Makoto is terrible. Like, what happened to him? He's a terrible guy. Because at no point did I ever think Makoto was a good person. Like originally, I'm like, I wonder how Makoto is, and it's like, okay, he's kind of like this guy. Oh, he's an asshole. So his fall from grace kind of was more of a just
flop.
Yep, he kind of just fell, like he was already falling when we were introduced to him. And
building the side characters would also help with the fact that later on some of them show up, like Otome shows up, and you're like, wait, who's this girl? Like, she knows him from middle school? What? Like, she comes out of nowhere a little bit, even though she was in the beach episode and stuff, but she kind of, her being important definitely comes out of nowhere. And so building upon that earlier, you're like, oh yeah, that's like, she knows him from middle school. And then you would be like, oh shit, she likes him. It would be more of a, well, you know, you make you care about the characters more if you know more about them.
You're saying that they would be relatable?
Not at all.
No, see, Anthony, this is my problem with you and relatability is that you complain about the relatability about like other like weird stuff. It's like, oh, this person's going through trauma and stuff. Like, okay, that is relatable. Your relatability is, I don't understand why this gigantic, super strong Superman is having conflict with whether or not he's pleasing his wife. It's like,
I've
no,
never
the
relatable
relatable part is
strong
the
Superman, so I can't relate.
I've never been a super strong Superman, so this isn't relatable to me. I'm like, no, the second part is the relatable part, not the super strong, not the superhero. I don't understand how this magical girl is having trouble learning to juggle. That's not relatable. I've never been a magical girl.
Yeah, I can't relate to this. The most relatable character to me is Matsuko, main character, protagonist. Because I just want to bang all the girls too, So I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, but you
But
don't.
he's going about it the wrong way.
Yeah, you don't enter a relationship with every single one and then not end it off.
Yeah, he's going about it the wrong way. I mean, you saw how it ended for him. I mean, clearly it's not how you do it, kids.
You get stabbed a lot. That's how it ends for you.
Yeah. You do go about it that way, kids, you're going to get stabbed.
Yeah. Either of you guys have something you want to talk about that involves spoilers, or should we continue on?
I think we're good.
All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll turn off the spoiler tag now. All right, welcome back to those of you who skipped the spoiler parts. So at this point in the podcast, we like to give a review on the anime that we watched. And the review falls under one of three choices. The first one being trash. The anime had no redeemable qualities. It was rightfully hated. If you want to watch it, don't. If you heard some stuff about it, it's all been bad. The second option is recycling bin. Recycling bin is that maybe we didn't personally like it, but we can see some redeeming qualities in the show. If it's on your plan to watch list, go ahead and watch it. If it's not, don't bother adding it. And the last one is a find. And that's one where we went, the hate for the show wasn't justified. It's genuinely entertaining to watch, and put it on your plan to watch list right now. So, Anthony, how would you start us off with your spoiler-free review?
Okay. I mentioned it a little earlier. The main reason that you watch a daytime a daytime television show is for the drama, and I would say that this show achieves just that. If you watch it for the drama alone, I'd say that it's a little slow to start. Specifically 1 through 5, and episode 6 brings even more drama to the table. This honestly wasn't my favorite anime that I ever watched. However, when I got to episode 12, I was pleasantly surprised with how it ended, and I think that it does a great job of building up tension and then finally achieving a perfect climax and resolution. I think that if you are going to watch this, I fully support you. This to me is a recycle bin. I am going to put it in the recycle bin. I personally didn't like it that much. However, take this as you will. Watching it from episode 6 onward, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Wouldn't be a bad idea. But as a whole, absolutely watch it. Be prepared for it to be slow. Episode 12 really kicks in.
All right. We got one recycling bin. DJ, you're up.
So the regular the full run of this anime ranks pretty low comparative to all the other animes we watched. The front end just really bogs it down. Nothing happens for the first probably 5 episodes. That cut of the anime, probably recycling bin if it sounds like something that's you really want to watch. If you played the visual novel, or if you're into this type of anime, or your friends told you good things about it or whatever, recycling bin. The machete cut of this anime, where you watch episode 1, episode 4, episode 6, 7, 9, 10, and 11, 9, 10, 11, and 12, or a similar cut to that. Maybe maybe I'll look at the episode descriptions and we'll put the real machete cut like in the description or something. It'll be something along those lines. You're gonna skip at least 5 episodes probably. That cut of this anime was definitely a find, and probably the best anime we've watched on this show. But in order to complete said anime, you have to probably cut 50% of the show. So. But it's doable. You could absolutely watch it that way.
Very true. So your final on the show?
I would say watching the whole thing, probably recycling bin. I think people could have a lot of fun with this. Machete cut's a find.
Mr. A gets defined. Okay.
I agree.
I was going to say, I'm like 2 weeks in a row, I'm going to agree with DJ.
And for the first time ever as well.
Anthony agrees. So the the show itself starts out incredibly boring. Characters are bland, but those bland characters and the boringness of the show disappear at episode 6, and that's where the show becomes so damn entertaining to watch. It's watching it's if King's Game was watching a dumpster fire, this is like watching a building explode, but no one's in the building, and it's a contracted demolition.
It's still a dumpster, but it's filled with fireworks.
Yeah, you're just like wow, and you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know why this is so entertaining, but I'm gonna watch it. And then episode 12 happens, and you're just go, that was all worth it. Every step, freaking from episode 1 to now, this was worth it. The feeling of this stuff, and then you go, wait, no, it wasn't. It was really boring. The first 5 episodes are incredibly boring.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Why?
I remember we were looking back, and I was like, Anthony, the fucking water park episode was the 5th one.
The first 5 episodes seem incredibly long. So again, as DJ and as Anthony have said, I'm putting this in the recycling bin. If you have a genuine interest to watch the show, go ahead and watch it. But if you want to watch the machete cut that we'll definitely put in the description, that's a find. That if you can watch 8 episodes of that show, that's a good fucking show. That will be a good fucking show.
I agree.
So, but final consensus on the whole show, it's in the recycling bin. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't want to watch it, don't go out of your way. And that is the first show we've had that all 3 of us.
First unanimous.
Yeah.
Well, no, second unanimous. First unanimous was Handshakers.
It's all garbage. All
but
garbage.
that was bad. That was a bad show. This is our first unanimous. Guys, there's some redeeming qualities to this show.
There are. There are. We did it. We actually found one that has some redeemable qualities.
What a way to end our winter season with school days.
Yeah.
So, speaking of our winter season, let's go ahead and let's talk about our currently airing show. And it's been a while since I talked about it, so I don't know if I can get it right. The show we're talking about this season is Killing Bites, and I believe Killing Bites is about the one with the sharper fangs wins. That's what Killing Bites is?
That's exactly what Killing Bites is.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, so I'm going to throw up the spoiler tag for episodes 10 and 11 of Killing Bites now. Okay, so we open up with fucking Kiddo Wrecking Shop.
Mm-hmm.
He hurt our hippo boy.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
He stabbed him with his tail. With his tail. You find out that apparently all of the pangolin's armor, it can also be used like a knife as well.
He's sand slashing people.
He is. Wait a minute. Does Mr. what is his name?
Okajima.
Okajima. Does Mr. Okajima, does he come in before Tiger?
Yeah, he comes before Tiger loses his arm?
Yep.
No, Tiger loses his arm first.
Like a fucking Beyblade.
Yeah, Tiger's like, I see an opening, and it's like, don't put your hand in it. And he's like, I'm gonna put my hand in it.
Curiosity of the cat, man. There it is.
So I was just looking, to interrupt a little bit out of context. I was looking at school days. You could skip 2, 3, and 5 and miss nothing. You could skip episodes 2, 3, and 5 and miss nothing. And then you could skip episodes 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, and 10 and probably lose out a little bit of context, a little bit of scenes, but still have about the same experience.
I feel like
a big cut would be 1, 4, 6, 11, 12.
I think 10.
No, 1, 4, 6, 7, 11, 12.
I think 10
I feel like he got
stay.
To keep the context in, it would be 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, I
So
was
you
gonna say
skip 2, 3,
4.
and 5.
Yes, you lose the 3, you keep 1 and 2. So yeah, you watch 8 episodes of that show.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to
9.
9. Well, now I almost said School Days. Back to Killing Bites. So Tiger punches the hole, and then it closes around him. He does a Beyblade spin, like Anthony said, and freaking Tiger's arm just gets off, and he's like, "Oh shit! Shouldn't have put my arm in that."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which they keep alluding to like this, like I know that they did it the past few episodes, like Tiger's involvement with this organization or something like that. It almost feels like he's died before. Like, do you get that? Do you get that?
Not for me. I feel like he's a man with a death wish.
Okay.
Like where he doesn't like he feels alive when he's like near death, and so I think that's why he was like picked for it. He was like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna fight the strongest guy I can. Where's Leo? I'm gonna fight him.
And so Tiger and Hippo kind of team up to fight Keto after Tiger loses his arm, and Hippo gets stabbed, and Tiger uses that to his advantage to cut out one of Keto's eyes. And then he gets stabbed.
No, my baby.
I know.
Boy.
I'm like, Tiger, no.
My baby boy.
My boy.
My baby cat boy.
How's Tiger your boy and not Hippo?
Hippo boy's my boy.
Hippo man, Mr. Hippo. He's also up there, but Tiger's my boy.
And the zebra is fucking him up.
And then then we're introduced to Hitome's true form. I think my favorite meme about it is sees Black Panther once. It's her regular, and then it's her in her final form because all of a sudden she's tanned.
Yeah. Like, where does that come from? I think it's just the offset of having to animate so much white fur that like tans her. I don't know.
Then we're given some backstory with some pretty good development into Hitome, and we find out Hitome is a natural born Therianthrope, and that's how come she's oh my god, the young Hitome is so cute.
Oh,
like there's
seriously.
scenes where she's like eating like a sweet, and he goes, "Oh, you like sweets?" And she's just staring off into nothing, eating the sweet.
You call her pure blood.
Pure blood. So
The other ones are mud bloods.
Shido starts like to basically he's like, oh, I'm going to raise her, and I almost said groom her, but that could be taken out of context. Wrong. He's going to raise her, and he really starts to study, and he starts to develop and like Therianthrope technology, and she's the reason why Therianthrope technology is kind of advanced so much. Is because he found a natural born.
Yep.
Pure blood.
So it almost makes you feel like, was Tiger before this? Obviously, right?
I feel like Tiger is before this.
But
As
Shido, sorry.
like, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, but what's his face? Shido actually finds Hitomi before they progress further enough so that Tiger can be a part of this organization.
I think it's. Go ahead.
We do know that Tiger got his a little later because there's a scene with Tiger and Leo where Leo already has his transformation,
right?
And Tiger goes after him, and he says to Tiger, "That's really tough of you for someone who's not even a Therianthrope or whatever, or not even modified." He says something like that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Tiger could have gotten his a little later.
Yeah, because he finds her 7 years ago, and Tiger's not that much older.
No,
because he's in the same high school as his sister at some point.
Later.
So I think that's how come like there's so many Therianthropes now are like Tiger and all, or it's because they pretty much perfected the technology of giving it to people.
It's possible the ones that look more like Tomy are because of the research. So you have the ones that are like a little bit more human, like they have the multiple forms, kind of.
Yeah,
like Gecko has the regular Gecko and then the extra Gecko form, and then Hitomi, and then Cheetah's like half human too.
Yeah, so that's really cool. The increased lore of this universe, and we get Shido. Shido's apparently the one who gave Hitomi her catchphrase because he goes, he says the line. He says the Killing Bites line.
Now she knows. Now she knows the secret.
And so episode 11 kicks off right from there because we find out that she's super powerful in her full honey badger form.
Oh, hell yeah.
And she kind of starts toying around with Keto.
Mm-hmm.
But then she pulls a tiger and gets her fucking arm cut off.
Which is fucking crazy.
Jeeber style.
She freaks out. She's like, which I was like, oh,
Yep.
I let Cheetah's like, only my brother could be one of those people who never freak out. And she
That
straight
gets
bites
so
her
annoying
hands.
with Cheetah.
Well, yeah, she's straight. She's
my brother is the best. My brother is the
the I know the male equivalent for being in love with like your sister is called like siscon, but I think brocon or whatever is whatever Cheetah is. Because she is like, oh, my brother's the best.
Too much Cheetah.
She has kind of one cool moment before Hitome's like true form is shown off, where she goes, "I have to warn you, I'm faster than my brother." And I'm like, oh,
well,
okay,
you are a
this is cool.
cheetah.
I'm like, also cheetahs are faster than tigers.
Yes,
Based on the rules of this show, everything animals. Okay.
So the episode continues with essentially Hitome getting her ass kicked. But planned.
And then the coolest shit I think I've probably ever seen.
Or you want to describe the scene then, Anthony?
Okay, so Hitome, just to put it short, Hitome uses her own fucking arm and throws it at Shido like a goddamn throwing knife. And then, then she shoves her hand. Then she shoves her hand right down his throat. It kills him.
Punches his brains out.
Zebra, no.
Oh my gosh, it was so badass.
You are our heroes.
It was so badass. But the hero of the anime, best girl.
Hold on, I know where you want to go for a second, but let me go because Keto doesn't die there.
Nope.
Hitome gets knocked out and he stands up, brains leaking out.
Which is crazy.
And that girl, I can't remember her name.
Yui.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, you can only die after you murder. And then she slices his throat. And then he dies for real.
It's the kick. It's the kick that does it.
And then we get Cheetah versus Bunny for the championship. And Bunny wins by kicking Cheetah in the mouth.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good.
The last jaw, Cheetah. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of Bunny. I think it's in the closing. It's either in the opening song or the closing song. You get that ass shot of the bunny girl, dude.
The closing. It's the closing scenes of the leather that really do it for me.
Ass shot.
So let's talk about the Oshi scenes in these two episodes. So the first one, Oshi is because Kuwabara and his gang decide not to beat him up. And so Oshi's like, I'll have to finish him myself.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And she's like, I have to finish you myself. And it says whatever bird Oshi is based off of have really strong beaks that can scare away bigger birds. And it's he's like, and she's kicking him and goes, oh wait, no, it doesn't hurt at all.
Oh,
but
wait a
Oshi
minute.
isn't there.
This doesn't hurt.
It's
This doesn't hurt at all.
And then the next one is that she finds out that science has made it so same-sex couples can have babies. And so she goes, yes, me and Hitomi can have children. She goes, do I have babies? And it's the type of bird that she's based off of again. Doesn't have kids of their own. They're better at taking care of other animals' kids. And she goes, nope. And he goes, well, yeah, she's not a Therian rope, so. So we're also given a preview of next episode, where where it seems like the one lizard family or whatever, the family with all the lizards, is sent chameleons out, and they're there to kill everybody who's left. But the only person still in commission right now is Bunny. That's our season finale next week, guys.
Oh,
Woo! Of Killing Bites.
makes me
Killing
sad.
Bites.
Makes me sad.
Something I saw was that this is the uncensored cut of Killing Bites, and we were only shown full nudity in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
But we were. It was great. Bring more of that. Oh, again, real quick. What are your power rankings of the animes we watched so far? Best to worst.
Hold on. Let's get out of spoilers for Killing Bites, and we'll talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Anything you guys want to mention about these past 2 episodes?
Killing Bites is a show that if you are not keeping up with us, you absolutely need to go back and keep up with us because holy crap! Even our anime community, they're
growing on it.
They're
growing on it.
It
Under
is.
boob.
It
Under
is.
boob.
So definitely go back and watch it. If you are not watching it right now, this is one that I 100% recommend.
All right. So let's go ahead and Anthony pretty much said everything I wanted to watch this show. So let's go ahead and we'll close out our Killing Bites spoilers now. All right, welcome back. If you skipped our Killing Bites section, it pretty much ended with Anthony, DJ, and I all saying, "Go watch that show."
Watch it.
All right, DJ brought up an interesting question for our first five shows that we've watched during the Killing Bites section. DJ, how about you present that question again?
What are your guys' anime dumpster dive power ranking? What is how would you rate the shows? Best to worst, or worst to best, whichever you want to do.
Let's do worst to best.
Worst to best. Okay. All right,
I can start it off with you guys. Today.
Yeah.
All right, DJ's
go
got
right ahead.
Oh, Handshakers. There's
Okay.
5 of them, right? So, Handshakers, Aramanga Sensei, King's Game. What was the one we just watched? School Days. Valkyrie Drive Mermaid. At the top, School Days, the Machete Cut.
All right. All right. Anthony, are you ready? Because I can go.
Yeah. For me, it goes a little differently. I definitely think we can all agree that Handshakers is the worst one that we've watched. After that, for me, is going to be Valkyrie Drive Mermaid.
Come on.
And then I'm torn here. I'm gonna put School Days here, King's Game next, and Aramanga Sensei last.
Get out of here.
Oh, Aramanga Sensei at the top. You're
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
What fucking happens in that anime?
I'm sorry. I will take a very, very cute slice of life over all of the garbage that we've watched at this point.
For me, 4th and 5th place might as well be the same.
Yeah.
You put them whatever way you want. King's Game and Handshakers are on the same level. 3rd place is going to be Aramanga Sensei. 4th place, School Days. Wait, no, I'm doing this bad. I'm screwing my own self up. 3rd place, Aramanga Sensei. 2nd place, School Days. And at the top, Valkyrie Drive Mermaid.
Oh my gosh. No way. No way.
It's the only reason School Days doesn't beat out Valkyrie Drive Mermaid is because those first 5 episodes exist.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But Valkyrie Drive Mermaid had a lot going for it.
Yeah.
So this is technically our winter season finale, but we will do a special podcast next week. This won't be we won't have a 2-week break, and that is what? Special podcast to talk about the final episode of Killing Bites as well as give our rating. We will also talk about what we plan on doing during the break we have between the winter and spring seasons of anime, as well as possibly talk about some of the spring season anime that we've heard of. I know one that I am curious and might be our watch for the spring season is Show Me Your Panties while giving me a disgusted face.
That one looks great. That one's right up our alley.
Oh, that's Anthony. Come on, that doesn't sound good at all. That has to be our show.
Ah.
Right up our alley.
But so join us next week when we talk about the season finale of Killing Bites and talk about what our plans for the future are. Thank you for listening. Oh, wait, frick. That was too early of a goodbye. If you like what we do here, please subscribe. If you have a thought on one of the shows that we've discussed, please leave a comment. If you have a show to suggest, please leave a comment. We're going to be looking for more shows during the spring.
Tweet at me and I'll argue with you on Twitter.
There you go. If you want to follow us on social media, we all have Twitters, and I will put that in the description down below. Am I forgetting anything?
Spay and neuter your pets.
Anthony?
Nope.
All right. Don't bully that shy girl in your class. And thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.
I gotta go sleep.